Good morning, everyone. Today is March 11th, 2020, and this is Miss Rakel. We will start with our first tutorial today, and we will discuss a new skill in relation to figures of speech. With that being said, today's objective is to enable students to identify and explain different types of irony. As previously discussed in class, figurative language or figures of speech uses similes, metaphors, personification, hyperbole, and understatement in order to describe something, often through comparison with something different. In addition, the writer or any writer uses some vivid statements in order to illustrate or to imply an idea. Thus, we can say that when using any of the figurative language mentioned previously, the intended meaning is not directly stated, however, it is implied. If you want to think of the function of figurative language or why the authors use figurative language, clearly writers use any figurative language in order to draw a clear image in the reader's mind, especially when the idea is abstract, challenging, complicated, etc. Take 2 minutes to have a look at the pictures given. What do you think the pictures have in common? All the pictures include irony. So what is irony and what function does it serve? Let's not forget that irony is a figurative language or a figure of speech. By definition, irony is when a statement or a situation is opposite to what is expected. That is, irony implies a contradiction between what is expected and what actually occurs. And it is of three types. First, we have verbal irony, second, situational irony, and third, dramatic irony. We will see the difference between the three types with some examples for each. The first type of irony is verbal irony. As the name indicates, verbal is related to what is said or spoken. Thus, verbal irony is expressed in words when the intended meaning of the words used by a speaker is different or opposite than the literal or basic sense or meaning of the words. Take 2 minutes to read the examples given so we can understand how verbal irony is expressed in each example. If you look at example number 1, we see that Jane says something, but she means the opposite of what she says. So there is some kind of sarcasm in what she's saying. In example number 2, the speaker also means quite the opposite of what he says, as he used the word hot to describe the weather, but the weather is actually quite the opposite, extremely cold. Referring to the example given in the speech bubble, the mother talking to her son does not mean that the room is beautiful and she is proud of the son, but she means quite the opposite, because if we look at the picture, we see that the room is a mess. Moving on to the second type of irony, we have situational irony. Again, if we look at the name situational, it is related to a situation. So situational irony occurs when the outcome of an event or a situation or a circumstance is opposite to what is expected. If you look at the three examples, a greedy millionaire winning the lottery, 2 robbers have their car stolen while robbing a bank, a man survives a plane crash only to be killed on the way to the hospital in an ambulance wreck. Looking at these 3 examples, we can notice that there is a situation in all of them. And the situation is ironic because in all the examples given, the situation is opposite to what we actually expect to happen. The third type of irony is dramatic irony. Dramatic irony usually occurs in movies, novels, or a play, in which a character is unaware of something the audience is aware of. For example, when you as the audience know that the killer is hiding in the house, but the character is not aware of this and enters the room. To conclude our tutorial today, we can say that we have 3 types of irony. Verbal irony, that is related to what is said, expressed, or spoken. Situational irony, that is related to the outcome of an incident, event, or a situation that is opposite to what is expected. And the last type is dramatic irony, that is related to a situation where a character is unaware of. For homework, there will be a worksheet that is attached related to irony, where you need to identify the type of irony used and explain the implied meaning. Thank you and have a good day.